Hey, it's Dr. Schmidt. So most people that watch these videos are brand new. So please hit subscribe and the like button that helps the YouTube algorithm. YouTube hates alternative healthcare information. They love standard healthcare, drugs and surgery. I've been doing hardcore holistic nutrition since 1998. I've been studying it since 1994. And today I'm going to talk about something that's really horrifically amazing. And we're talking about parasites coming out of the nose, out of the sinuses. In the past, I've talked about these two supplements right here, Para 1 and Para 2. These are really good for getting parasites out of the intestines and large spaces in the body. I've been having people eliminate parasites out of their body since 2001. And these came out about 2.5 years ago. They've been the best. This is Para 3. This is relatively new in the last 5-6 months. I've had dozens of people on this, including myself. I'm going to give you my story first, and I'm going to show you those horrible pictures of another patient. So about a month ago now, I had been taking the Para 3 for about 2 months, and it was a Sunday night. I was trying to blow my nose. I felt something in my sinuses. It was trying to come out. I was blowing my nose, It wouldn't come out. Monday morning, same thing. I'm in the shower. It wouldn't come out. I was blowing my nose, and then I step out of the shower. I get ready to shave. The sink is empty, and I suddenly felt something drop from my sinuses into my mouth. I spit it into the sink, and it was about this big around, and half of it was black, the other half was white, was red, and it was very heavy and very slippery, and it slipped right down the drain. So I couldn't capture it, take a picture, or anything. It was gone, and I felt this tremendous relief in my sinuses. It was fantastic, and it was horrible at the same time. All right, let me show you some pictures of another patient's experience. She had a similar experience where she felt one night she's blowing her nose, something had to come out. There was this pressure there. It was an odd pressure. She had been taking Para 3 for quite a while. And then after 2.5 hours of trying to blow her nose clear, this is what came out. It was deep in her sinuses. I'll show you a close up here in a second. But notice that it's gray, and when you look really close, there's a black line in the middle. There's probably a fluke, like a liver fluke, but actually in the sinuses. When I say fluke, I mean a trematode, an actual classification of parasites. And the black line in the middle could be like the intestines. Here's that close up. You can see this definite, distinct shape to it with mucus all around. Now, mucus is the home of parasites and fungus and other organisms that are invading our body. These organisms make mucus and they live in it. Your home is brick and 2x4s and siding. Their home is mucus. And the mucus it comes out of your nose, and it's congestion in the back of your throat, and then you make these snorting noises to get into your throat and you spit it out. You have to consider that there's an organism living inside your face, inside your sinuses somewhere, creating mucus all the time, and it gets worse when you feel sick. It gets worse when you consume dairy products. It gets worse when you eat sugar. It gets worse based on different foods, but the problem is not the foods. The problem is the organisms are being fed by your diet. So you stop feeding the organisms, and then you have to kill the organisms. There's no diet that kills organisms. I don't care if you're vegan or carnivore or anywhere in between. There is no diet that kills organisms. Plants kill organisms. So that's the value of plants, is that plants are medicine. And this has a collection of herbs in here. It's a fantastic collection of herbs that kill those organisms. It's the same exact story in the intestines. If you have mucus coming out from your intestines, if you have constipation, diarrhea, loose stools, there's excess amounts of mucus or there's organisms in there, you have to start there. That's where you start when it comes to intestinal problems, constipation, alternating with diarrhea, you name it. Most intestinal symptoms, there's usually some kind of organism in there that's unfriendly or a collection of organisms, and the term is called dysbiosis. So the patient that blew this out of her nose now has great air passageways, and she was suffering from pretty bad sinus problems, like related to allergies, and that's all better. She's significantly better. Now you can buy these supplements, Pair 1, 2, and 3. I'll put the link below, and you have to use my code. But let me show you this. I did a video about this about 3 months ago. This is your pathway to health. And the first thing you want to do is make an assessment to find out what exactly is going on. Here we have energy and drainage. Energy has to do with increasing mitochondrial function, so your body's making more energy. The energy is called ATP. And drainage means that your sinuses and lungs, liver and kidneys and lymphatic system, five systems, are cleaning out your body. When you go on PubMed and you're searching for the medical research for this term drainage, it doesn't exist. This is an old school naturopathic concept that is essential and primary, and it has to be working well. But don't expect a standard medical doctor to understand what that means. It means that your body's able to clean itself out. Then you get rid of the parasites and you fix your gut. Then you can get rid of heavy metals and other toxins. Then you go after individual organisms like bacteria, Lyme, fungus, and viruses. So it goes in that order. If you're ever confused, you can contact us. You can become a patient. We can walk you through it. And I'll put the link below for that too. The last thing I want to explain is my viewpoint. Let's say I have a man who's 65 years old and is overweight. Okay, now a medical doctor would look at that person and say, okay, you probably have high blood pressure drug. You probably have sleep apnea, so use a CPAP machine so you can breathe at night. You probably have prostate problems, so take a drug so that urination is better. Drug, 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 drug. You probably have diabetes, try metformin, later you'll need insulin. Drugs, drugs, drugs. And the body keeps getting worse. The health keeps going down. And if the doctor's looking and saying your diet's bad, go high fiber, low fat, no meat. It'll just make everything worse. And that's the way it's been for decades and decades, and that's why 91% of American men are overweight. When I look at a guy who's 65 years old and overweight, I'm thinking to myself, okay, your diet, you need more meat, less carbs. You probably have fungus in the prostate. Your brain is probably tired, and that'll fix like the sleep apnea. So I look at it all with supplements and diet. It's a completely different viewpoint, but it's the same body. It's the same person. It's the same patient. I'm going at it from the way that Mother Nature intended versus drugs and surgery, knives and poisons. And that's my viewpoint. I've been doing this for 23 years, and we have fantastic results. So please hit subscribe and like, and keep watching my videos. I'm going to show you some more absolutely horrific pictures, and I got some amazing stories about people detoxifying, and then their urine turns blue or their bowel movements smell like plastic and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do some more videos about that. All right, see you at the next video.